having challenges with our own residents returning home, refusing to go into quarantine.
We will deal with the person who will not wear the mask, but we will also close down your establishment.
Concerns brewing out of Grand Bahama as the national count for COVID-19 numbers now stand at 111. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. Health officials say the latest cases are all females from Grand Bahama, with the youngest age 16 years, 39, and 47 years old. The 16-year-old is said to have a history of travel, while the other two cases have no travel history. All patients are said to be in isolation at home. Globally, there are 12.5 million cases, 6.9 million recovered cases, and 561,000 deaths. Now, those additional COVID-19 numbers in Grand Bahama forcing health and government officials to call an emergency meeting on the weekend. A stern warning issued to Grand Bahamians as it was noted that there are a number of pending cases on that island.
We are having challenges in the sense that the perception is I have COVID-19, I have a negative test for COVID-19, I can do whatever I can. We're having challenges with our own residents returning home, refusing to go into quarantine, which is clearly stated on your application form that is part of the exercise to prevent potential spread in the community. As long as we have these challenges, as long as we have persons not obeying the guidelines that state very clearly that there should be quarantine, meaning you do not leave your residence for the period of time designated, we will have challenges. We will potentially have persons who have a negative test in the community interacting with people and spreading disease. So on behalf of the health services, the things that we're asking you to do is obey the orders that are in place. When you are asked to be quarantined, to adhere to that. We have some exemptions in place that are being abused.
We want to reiterate that persons must wear their mask while they are in public. We are in danger of moving, unfortunately, backward with respect to our positions. And we are very concerned that we are heading in a direction that will cause tremendous damage for the economy in Grand Bahama and also cause tremendous damage to the health of persons in Grand Bahama. This is in our hands. The control of this COVID-19 pandemic is in our hands. There is possibility of community spread, and so we must adhere to the law.
Meantime, the Royal Bahamas Police Forces say they will be zero tolerance for those breaking the COVID-19 laws on that island.
As you're aware, it's now law that you wear your mask when coming out in the public. I also want to ask persons at these business houses, liquor license premises, the Fish Fry, West End, do not allow no one to come on your premises without wearing a mask. Because we will deal with the person who will not wear the mask, but we will also close down your establishment. We want to work with you to get in harmony, but you must abide by the law. You must adhere to the law. So effective immediately, if you're found in public not wearing your mask, you're found on a liquor license premises not wearing your mask, you'll be dealt with according to law.
We can also tell you that the COVID-19 positive cases in Florida are surging. On Sunday, the state of Florida reported more than 15,300 cases of the coronavirus, the largest single-day increase of positive cases in one state. The increase in cases is a major concern for Bahamas Consulate General in Miami, Linda Trico-Mackey.
Now, on average, the positivity rate is pretty much hovering around 1/3, which means that if 10,000 persons are tested, you have at least 3,000 who are testing positive. So I think that that is reason enough to be concerned. You know, if the house is on fire, you have to sound the alarm. So I think that we just need to be very cognizant of the fact that the risk factor is high.
Trico Mackey is urging residents not to conduct any non-essential travel to the area while explaining the work her office completes as borders are now open.
It's quite concerning, even more especially for my staff, as we are open for business with appointments only, but we've been very busy due to the travel of persons who are still here and those who have traveled here and needing to return home and needing help with their travel cards. But in light of the numbers, as much as we consider Miami our backyard and a place that we desire much for travel, for shopping, and so many other things, I would strongly recommend at this time that Bahamians only travel to Miami, especially if it's for essential travel. That includes hospitalization, doctor's visits, business that is necessary. Outside of that, I would strongly advise that if they can delay trips and visits, to wait until the numbers decrease.
Today, thousands of students are expected to sit national examinations. The summer session is all a part of the new normal as we continue to fight COVID-19. Education officials telling ZNS News that some 6,000 students will sit the BGCSE national examination. ZNS News was also able to speak to Undersecretary Saritha Clark on what she expects of candidates.
The importance of candidates reaching the exam centers at least an hour before the exam begins. So for a 9 o'clock exam, they need to be there by 8 o'clock.
Saritha Clark telling ZNS News Sunday that thousands of students are set to begin sitting the BJC and BGCSE examinations come Monday, July 13th, and they will run for about a month. The COVID-19 pandemic has ushered in a new normal. For the last few months, students have been learning via a virtual platform, and now they will be sitting these national examinations over a portion of their summer holiday. Clark explains why that hour head start for candidates is crucial.
Because the sanitization, the checking of the individual timetables to ensure that the person is supposed to be sitting that exam, all of those things must be done. And if we have to process persons, it's going to take a little longer than usual when persons just walk up to an exam room.
A number of measures will be applied to keep students properly spaced while writing the various exam papers on school campuses.
Prior to the COVID-19, the Ministry of Education Examination and Assessment Division produces a booklet every year that indicates the protocols. And one of the protocols is the 3 feet spacing between candidates, and the Ministry of Health has said to us that we can go ahead and continue with the 3 feet spacing within the exam rooms. However, on the outside of the rooms, for example, the queuing up to enter the room, the students must be 6 feet apart.
Health officials are also providing assistance with the screening of students.
The Ministry of Health has assisted us in some ways by ensuring that we have access to a nurse who will be on call if there is a need to refer persons for additional checks. For example, if someone's temperature is taken and it is taken several times and on 3 occasions the reading seems to be above normal, then that person is referred to a medical official, a nurse, who will do further evaluation to ensure that the person is okay or if the person needs additional medical help.
Ultimately, in light of the deadly COVID-19 threat, officials are doing everything possible to keep students safe.
Medical issues are of the greatest concern because we don't want anyone coming into the exam room who may be asymptomatic and able to pass on the COVID virus to other persons.
Thanks a lot, Jimonita. Now, as education officials prepare to administer the BJC and BGCSE national examinations on school campuses across this country today, a number of protocols are in place. Undersecretary in the Ministry of Education with responsibility for examinations and assessments, Saritha Clark.
We are trying to make sure we are taking all precautions. We are providing the schools, Ministry of Education schools, with the necessary equipment that they ought to have in terms of the sanitizers, the signs, whatever is supposed to be in place. We are trying to ensure that we get those things in place. Classrooms have been checked. All of the school principals have been advised that they are to ensure that whatever stipulations are in place. The Ministry of Education has also prepared a document advising persons how to administer exams in a COVID era.
Clark explains the preparation process for the examinations in place even before the pandemic's emergence in this country.
An examination timetable has been prepared. We had to revise that because of the COVID-19 and the rescheduling. So all we had to do was to ensure that we're using the same length of time. What persons need to be aware of too is that the examination papers were already printed prior to the start of COVID-19.
Additionally, education officials are also looking at the overall picture for the opening of public schools. However, what it would look like has yet to be determined. Director of Education Marcellus Taylor says his team is mapping out new ways to accommodate students due to COVID-19.
The three options that we're looking at is one, having all of the students out of school all day, every day. The second option would entail us having some of the instruction of the students on the school campus and some of the instruction for the students dealt with remotely. So students coming on the school campus for a reduced number of hours during the course of the week. And when they do that some of their learning is at the school, but some is at home. And then the third option we're looking at is all of the learning having to take place away from the school, as we had to do in the last term of the school year that is ending now. And so those are the things that we are looking at, how exactly each one of those models would look.
Taylor also notes the probability of increased enrollment at public schools as the parents of private school students feel the economic pinch from COVID-19.
We're looking at different options, including them being integrated into the schools that we have, which will be, a lot of problems because, one of the main things we have to do in order to maintain the health and safety under this dispensation with the COVID-19 is to reduce the number of persons on the campus. And so we are looking at some other options that might involve virtual learning, homeschooling, and those kind of things to support persons who may have come out of private schools, largely because their parents have maybe lost income, lost jobs even. And some of these options might now become more palatable to them that may not have been palatable to them in the past.
Meantime, students at the University of the Bahamas have more questions than answers as they embark upon the fall 2020 semester. They say the threat of COVID-19 has brought a lot of issues to the surface. Here's Crystal Darling.
UB students have been vocal on social media about issues surrounding grades, courses, and the upcoming semester. Although the university continues to post informative videos and send out letters in response to numerous complaints, students are concerned it's not being addressed soon enough. Despite the institution being physically closed, UB student government elections took place digitally and members were sworn in this month. Several student representatives brought forth inquiries from the student body. Vice President Goshen Raming says the Freeport campus is a major concern.
They were hearing rumors that the UB North campus was closing down, and also that they spent some of the hurricane or rain money, we like to clarify that those rumors are not true. And we like to discourage students to please stop circulating and interjecting information that has not been cleared by the university administration or the Student Government Association. Also, moving forward, we are in communication with the UB administration pertaining to the closing down of the Northern Campus, and they are assuring us that the UB North Campus is not closing down, and they are in communication with the main campus administration as well. So the students will just have to wait till the UB administration release a statement pertaining to these allegations.
Communication and Creative Arts Senator Devontae Hanna says that media and music students struggle to acquire tools needed to complete practical classes, and they are still trying to find a way to get all of their work done.
And throughout this semester, having to go to remote classes, a lot of students in the capstone program wasn't able to complete their capstone, so that caused them to not be able to graduate on time. A lot of music students didn't have access to instruments, so of course they couldn't complete all their courses. And I think going forward, we need to put a system in place where students can at least come together in their classes and complete their courses on time.
And the situation is similar for nursing students. Co-Senator Grace Lightbourne says that after practical classes were put on hold, students could not complete council hours.
In relation to the COVID-19 pandemic, the most complicated problem that we have had is the continuation of classes. Nursing students are not only required to complete theory, but also required to complete practicum classes. All practicum classes were put on hold, and this conflicts with our requirement to complete council hours for the Nursing Council of the Bahamas. What I do think can be done, and what my co-senator and I are working on, is having a conversation with the nursing school administration to ask the Nursing Council to consider having some of the required hours to be completed online.
Another nursing co-senator, Chelsea Williams, says that they are in the process of creating a forum where students and administrators can correspond swiftly and directly.
We planned on creating a frequently asked question page on Facebook to actually liaise with the School of Nursing and UB in order to communicate better with students, because there are a lot of questions about why is this cost so much, why that cost so much. We're not working, we're only students. And then with Freeport students, they have so much going on with Freeport post Hurricane Dorian, and then following up with COVID-19, there's a lot of things that are happening over there, and a lot of those students are transitioning into Nassau.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
A memorandum of understanding was signed on Sunday between the Baines and Grantstown community and Anazi Bahamas, which is an online site providing e-learning. Jonathan Benson reports.
Baines and Grantstown Member of Parliament Travis Robinson putting pen to paper as he continues to do what he can to uplift the youth in his constituency.
Simply because individuals are not able to have access to the technological devices and the extra tutoring classes, etc., that individuals whose parents have the financial means to do so does not or should not mean that they should be left behind.
Anansi CEO Christopher Adderley spoke about how it all works.
What these devices in front of us do is give them access to the internet. It requires little setup. It's very simple and easy to use, very user-friendly, and it works off of our mobile network providers within the Bahamas. So once the students receive this device, they're able to sign up for the website. To access the website, you would just go to the browser of your choice on your phone, tablet, or computer. You would just type in anansibahamas.com. That's ANANSI, Bahamas.com. Create an account. Once you sign up, you'll then see the courses that are available to you. So currently we have the mathematics BGCSE preparation course available, and that's where you can access those past papers and those practice quizzes.
The Baines and Grantstown MP says students in his constituency are on par with those anywhere in the Bahamas, and they will take full advantage.
Kamita Barry, who is a former student at C.R. Walker Senior High School, and she received the best BGCSE examinations last year for the government schools in New Providence. And she is a product of this community. And that is what happens when students, every student, no matter where you live or where you're from, have access to the kinds of technological device, the tutoring, the mentorship that they need in order for them to better themselves.
Robinson says he knows firsthand how a generous gesture can go a long way.
I remember when I was growing up in this community as well, as a young boy, I didn't have all the access to the technological devices and the tutoring sessions, but I made it out because of the generosity of someone else and other people who have come back and partnered with the community and gave me the opportunity to make something of myself.
Jonathan Benson, ZNS Network News.
New week, many of us coming out of that long Independence holiday weekend, and I'm sure, like myself, many of you are excited to get on out doing some outdoor activities, possibly an intensive workout or hitting the beach. A look at your complete Monday traffic report, as well as some advice for early morning and late evening joggers. That's on the other side of the break.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory, your partners for quality health care, East Avenue, Centerville, just below Centerville Food Store. Bonaventure Medical Lab offers confidentiality and comfort while making your lab experience pleasant and relaxing. Our experienced staff gives service with a smile. We accept all major credit cards and insurance co-payments.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory is now open in the Sandyport Plaza, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Centerville location is open daily, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1.
When a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, it is extremely important to be prepared and know just what to do. Stay informed about the storm's path by listening to the radio or television for hurricane progress reports. Check emergency food and household supplies. Be sure you have extra batteries for flashlights and radios. Bring in outdoor items like lawn furniture and garden tools. Anchor objects that cannot be brought inside. Secure buildings by closing and boarding up windows. Remove outside antennas and satellite dishes. Turn refrigerators and freezers to the coldest settings, opening only when absolutely necessary and closing quickly. Purchase ice and store it in an ice chest. Keep drinking water in clean jugs and bottles. Clean your bathtub with bleach and fill it with water for washing and flushing, not for drinking, making sure to keep the bathroom door closed so that small children cannot access the filled tub. Do not go out to videotape or take photos of the storm. Take pictures from inside where it is safe and dry. There is no harm in being overly cautious where a hurricane is concerned. It is truly better to be safe than sorry. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
The medical technologists, with the help of lab aides and phlebotomists, test all bodily fluids to provide results. Without this group of professionals, the physicians, surgeons, and nurses will be handicapped in the management of their patients. Our test results clearly indicates if you suffer from any kind of disease or illness, be it cancer, diabetes, AIDS, or even the flu. It is important to note that even while you are asleep, we're testing. While you're in isolation, we're testing. While you are in lockdown, we are testing. BAMAT wishes you to remember that medical technologists, phlebotomists, medical technicians, cytologists, cytotechnicians, histologists, histotechnicians, microbiologists, pathologists, and lab aides all work as a team to get results for you. So please, stay home for us. This announcement is brought to you by the Bahamas Association of Medical Technologists in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
It's been a busy holiday weekend on our streets, but for an update on overnight traffic, here's Lloyd Allen.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Well, what you're looking at is a beautiful drone shot. This is located at Go Slow Bend in the Western District of New Providence. This morning, I'm also joined by Corporal Patrick Kemp from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division. Good morning, Officer Kemp. And I know over the weekend there were several traffic accidents. What can you tell us at this time?
Good morning, Mr. Lloyd, and good morning, Bahamas. And you're absolutely correct. There were a number of traffic accidents that occurred over this weekend. Surprisingly, and it's a good thing, we have had about 5 in the 24-hour period. Nonetheless, they were serious accidents with heavy damages. We have about 13 persons who are hospitalized as a result, and we have a confiscated vehicle as a result of a hit and run. And so we're going to continue to ask persons out there to continue to drive with due care and attention, to pay attention on the streets, and practice courtesy to other road users.
Well, that's definitely some good advice. Also, this morning, we're talking about advice to persons who work out during the early morning and late evening. And, of course, some reminders here, persons working out, hopefully you guys should be seeing on our screen. But if you're working out very early in the morning, some tips here, you definitely want to work out. You want to run on the sidewalk where available and passable. You want to keep to the extreme left of roadways. Face oncoming traffic always. That's a good advice. Wear reflective clothing. That's very important. Nighttime jogging carries many risks. And so if you can get to a gym or purchase your own home workout gym, that's also an option. Avoid using headphones and take identification all the time. Now, Officer Camp, I know that you have some specific advice when working out early morning or late evening.
Well, those are definitely some good advice. And I'm particularly concerned, especially persons who tend to jog against the flow of traffic. That can be a challenge. And persons who also jog with their headphone sets on. You got to be mindful that during the times when it's dark, persons might be blowing to get your attention, and they obviously can't get your attention because you're distracted by your music or your workout music of choice, and that could be a problem for persons who are not paying attention. You notice I have one of our jackets with me, and just to give an example of the type of colors you'll want to wear that are reflective, that can help persons to see while exercising. We spoke to a jogger just this morning and asked him what was his reason for not wearing a reflective vest. And his excuse is that because of wear and tear, he doesn't wear it. He intends on replacing it, but it's an ongoing thing. For persons who might be like this jogger, where all else fails, the common sense prevail. And where you don't get a vest, replace it with a shade that's very high in color. So persons, it's reflective, where persons can recognize you while exercising out on the streets.
I know over the weekend I did some research on this topic. I also know that there are on the market now several reflectors that you can attach to your clothing, as well as with the headphones. There are specific kinds of headphones that you can purchase so that the volume doesn't distract you as you're working out. And then finally, there are some new, they call them belts. They're flexible belts that can be used that you can put your identification, your keys, your cell phone, so many items in there, but all to keep you safe as you're working out. Any final tips, Officer Camp?
But very important on reference to that, because I found that when we would have arrived on the scene of an accident, especially when it concerns a pedestrian or even a jogger, usually they don't have any identification on them. And it makes that task a bit challenging in identifying the person, whether it was something fatal or just serious, or even minor. You ought to travel with some type of ID on you at all times. At all times.
And then if you're anything like me, you definitely want to travel with some cash as well. Maybe you get hungry as you're working out. We're reporting here from Go Slow Bend, Lloyd Allen and Officer Kemp for the morning edition. LaDawn, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Just recently, members of the Bahamas Red Cross and a team of volunteers traveled to the islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama to assess damages sustained to homes during the wrath of Hurricane Dorian last year. President Therese Curry says millions of dollars is being spent on repairs.
The restructuring stage of Hurricane Dorian. And so we are doing
410 homes in Abaco, and also on Grand Bahama, 310 homes on Grand Bahama that has been minimally damaged. We can't work with the completely damaged homes, but those homes that have a roof damage or need windows, doors, or interior work. And so we are working with those homes. At present, in Abaco, we have 194 homes that are ongoing in varying stages of completion. Some are complete and persons are in their homes, and some are just a paint job away from getting their work complete. But their work is ongoing, and I'm very pleased with the work that is happening on Abaco and on Grand Bahama. On Grand Bahama, we have 67 homes that are in varying stages of completion.
Curry says it's been nearly a year since Hurricane Dorian put a beating on both islands, and while the mood is mixed, she says residents there are still trying to rebound.
I've spoken to several residences as I went and visited the homes and checked the work and see what's happening, and they were extremely pleased and thankful, grateful for the help that Red Cross has provided them to restore their homes and get them back to some stage of normalcy in their life. And they couldn't express their gratitude enough to Red Cross for all of the assistance that they have given to them over this entire time from September 1st that we have had Hurricane Dorian, and right up to now.
The Island Administration Building's post office in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, is now fully open after months of limited means of entry following the country's COVID-19 emergency orders. Eleuthera District Postmaster Stephanie Bethel explains how they got through the pandemic as one of the primary sources of mail distribution on that island.
There was no entry without a mask. The staff we were working on rotation. Like 2 will work today and 2 will work tomorrow. Some of the post offices on the island were closed because the spaces are so small, and then it was 2 persons, so it would have been some of them would have been closed. But we had Harbor Island, Spanish Wells, Lower Bogue, Governor's Harbor, Rock Sound open. So the people was always able to get service. There were no mail coming in, and there was none going out because of the plane situation. But we were able to do money orders, but we were only working until 1.
Bethel and Post Office Senior Sorter Dispatcher Marsha Gibson Nottage says that the public and their staff were patient throughout the lockdowns, curfews, and the country's phased reopening. And as they are now open, they are beginning to see persons trickle in to collect mail as they prepare to get back to normalcy.
Well, we had no problem. Everybody was trying to be safe. And I guess that was the reason Eleuthera don't have any cases, because we really, really tried to abide by the rules that were going on. So we were saying to them, until we open up fully, we would prefer them to find another way, or if they would please wait until we were open. But so there was nothing coming in and there was nothing going out.
We've been rotating staff, so because everywhere is so small, so, we've just been partly waking 1 or 2 persons or just 1 person. It's the new normal now, so you just get right into the flow.
Works Minister the Honorable Desmond Bannister suggesting consumers should expect to see reduced electricity bills this summer while generation capacity has been beefed up. Bannister says transmission and distribution is the next area to be addressed. While speaking to reporters outside of Cabinet recently, Minister Bannister also explained why consumers of Bahamas Power and Light should expect to pay less.
But you will note from what I tabled in the House last week that we have begun hedging. And I want everybody to look at their bill. Look at your bill this month that you get, and look at your bills that go for the rest of the summer, and you're going to see a mild difference in the price, because you see, instead of us paying 19 cents like we were paying last summer, you're down to 10 cents. It's a huge difference in what you're paying in terms of your charges on your BPL bill.
The minister also maintained that load shedding will not take place this summer and explained the reason for outages so far.
Look, this time last year, everybody was on me about load shedding. We've had no load shedding. So let's look at the successes that BPL has had. These have been hard-earned successes. It's been 20 years since we've had a summer where we could say we've had no load shedding. But we've had none so far this summer. And the country is moving forward now in a sector where energy has begun to become reliable for the first time. You've had outages related to the weather. You've had outages related to transmission and distribution. You've had outages related to lightning strikes. And you've had outages, regrettably, related to human error. There have been several in the east, and there have been 3 or 4 in the west. Even the great cities in the world have those kinds of outages, and we have to improve transmission and distribution at BPL, and that's the next target.
Summer is a time for fun and great food, and as restaurants are starting to operate during our new normal, Nobu at Atlantis is ready for business. General Manager and Vice President of Culinary Operations at Atlantis, Sean O'Connell, says Nobu is adhering to all health precautions to ensure a smooth process for customers and staff.
Well, we're actually welcoming people back into Nobu, and coming through the entrance of Nobu, what you're going to notice is that we have somebody to greet you that will take your temperature and also ask you to sanitize your hands, ensure that you've got a face mask on, and then you're escorted to your table through a clean, open environment. And once you're seated, then you're able to take your mask off, and you'll notice how clean and fresh the restaurant is.
O'Connell says he hopes the changes made to the restaurant will make customers feel safe and comfortable as they enjoy delicious dishes.
We've actually reduced our capacity by 50%, and we've spread out. So we've actually, before we closed, we had what was called Nobu After Dark, and what we did was we kind of shifted that to Nobu Summer Nights, and we've added some tables to the outdoor deck. So you actually have the opportunity to sit outside. You can sit inside in a spacious environment where there's at least 6 feet between each table. And we also have the sushi bar with reduced capacity, and we've also expanded into our private dining area.
Stay close, the Morning Edition is back right after this quick break.
We Buy You Sell offers the best in impact windows and doors. The first line of defense in protecting your home and family with premium designs and affordable pricing. We can make your dream home a reality. We also stock a wide variety of tiles such as porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We offer the lowest rates in the country. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy You Sell. Come and see us today.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Fontaine, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS. Quick, I'm on television.
I don't have a TV in there.
We have Wi-Fi, though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone. You just have to download the app.
All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay?
The Ministry of Health wishes to advise members of the public that prevention is key during this flu season. Practicing good cough hygiene can make the difference between you and your loved ones getting the flu or spreading the influenza virus. Good cough hygiene habits include covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
Welcome back to the Morning Edition. The Bahamas Pastors Forum will get underway this coming Wednesday at the Mount Calvary Baptist Cathedral. This forum is expected to continue on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. Organizer, the Reverend Dr. Philip McPhee, spoke about other topics that are being considered.
Some outstanding topics will certainly be that we could throw out will be some like women in ministry, the role they play. Sections on what we could do in reformation in terms of prison reform and police reform, all these things that have been sleeping in our country. We want to give birth to discussion only so that we can help our community to be a better community and our churches can be very strong.
Reverend McPhee says in this new normal brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, the church needs to be more vocal.
The Bible speaks of the church in a leadership role, not in a secondary position, in a leadership role. God spoke to the prophet and said to the prophet, go tell the king, set his house in order. And this is something that we have been reluctant in doing, taking up the authority that God has given to us. And certainly we sense and saw how powerful the Christian Council took stand. But I think there might be a need for conversation among the brethren and sisters in terms of how the church is perceived by those who are in authority and the local church, those who are in communities where their voices are not heard. We're given an opportunity to voice through conversation in terms of where we ought to be and where we should be if we are going to make a difference here in our nation.
Over the weekend, employees from the Department of Sanitation at the Ministry of Environment were given a special thank you in the form of a hearty breakfast and various certificates from a private foundation for their remaining on the front line and for their commitment to keeping the nation clean. The foundation's founder is Antoinette Roll.
Everybody knows most of the essential workers, namely the nurses, the police, and the EMT services, they were always being honored or shown appreciation. And so I felt that it was time that we recognize the sanitation workers at Ministry of Environmental Health, simply because not only during COVID, but every day they're on the streets, they're cleaning up, they're doing a good job. They themselves put themselves in harm's way of actually catching COVID-19.
Director at the department, Melanie McKenzie, says as the workers have collectively gone above and beyond to conduct their duties despite the obvious challenges posed by the ongoing pandemic. McKenzie says being recognized by the foundation is not only timely but comforting, as the work done by the department has never stopped and continues today.
It's not often that they get recognized for the work they do, and so I myself am grateful to see that someone was paying attention. As you know, the guys would have been doing multiple activities. Some of those activities were in terms of helping out with garbage collection monitoring. Some was actually garbage collection. Some of it was vector control activities, cleanup and disinfection activities, a lot of different things, even as simple as helping out in any way we could. So these guys gave tirelessly of their time. And it's good to see somebody else beside me be able to say thank you to them.
And when we come back, we take you out to the beaches as they reopen. You're watching The Morning Edition.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to mash down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
At the Dixon Hill Lighthouse in San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down big waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In a replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island. I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too. And you should too. See the future with Bahamas Protected.
It's time now for your Monday workout session with Natasha Brown.
Come on down, Natasha Brown has got you with the ultimate fitness.
You have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, or else you will lose yourself every time. This is another awesome downtown segment. Let's get right to it. This is one of the best conditioning and ab routines you can ever do. A lot of times when you think about conditioning, treadmills, elliptical trainers, or bicycles normally come to mind. But I've got a different twist. It's a little plyometric mixed with bench-only conditioning. Our first exercise is going to be 10 full burpees, followed by the next 4 exercises will all be done on the bench. Ready? Let's get right into it. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looking good, team. 7, follow any fitness level. 8, that works with you. 9, and 10. Awesome. Our next exercise is going to be alternating step ups. You can walk in or you can jump it. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! Boy, I'm telling you. Now the next one is gonna be lateral jumps. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're gonna take it. Lateral step overs, and we're gonna do this again for 10. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. And our final exercise is going to be knee-ups. All you're simply gonna do is pull the knee into the chest. And we've got this for 15. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Our final exercise now, we're going to take a jog around the room. Ready, let's go. Last time. Back to your bench. Woo! Awesome. Until next time, I am downtown Natasha Brown, keeping you healthy, fit, and energized. I am the ultimate me.
Yes, good morning again, LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. This morning, this is now our second drop. We're located now at Goodman's Bay, and as you can see right behind me, loads of people are hitting the beach after that long holiday weekend. And this morning, I'm joined by two of them. This is Mr. Christopher Wallace and Mr. Egbert Wallace, father and son, who have been out since early this morning. Good morning, gents, and welcome to the morning edition.
Good morning. Good morning.
So tell me, obviously, many people were a little frustrated. It was nice and hot over the weekend, extremely hot. We couldn't come out to the beach. How early were you here this morning?
We reached out around about 6:30. 6:30 we was out and stayed out and enjoyed much of it because you have to go to work. I would have stayed longer if I could have.
Okay.
Yes, like you said, I have to be on my way to work, so we come out early, get a good morning devotion, and swim the same time, and be on our way. It's a blessing.
Now, what was most amazing for me, Mr. Wallace here, I can't even say his age. I'm going to let him say his age because he looks good for his age. Talk to these people about your age.
Well, I'm 84 years old.
Wow. And so you come here a lot for workout to keep yourself in shape?
Well, not really. I get logged down up here. I was from Freeport.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Ragged Island, actually. Mm-hmm. And I used to do water. That's my life. I was a sea all my life. I was sea captain all my life, so I used to it.
Well, I'm a farmer. Mm-hmm. I work at the Ministry of Agriculture, so I'm on my way to work. I get to swim before I go to work, just about every morning if I could.
Wow. Yeah. So what advice do both of you have for those folks who have maybe not made their way out to the waters yet? I'm sure it feels nice and good. Unfortunately, I can't get in there. I'm wearing a suit. But how does the water feel this morning?
Beautiful. Very beautiful. Warm. It's warm. It's not cold. It's warm. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
You should try and come out and make it.
Well, I could only say you the only thing to do is come out here and get in it, and he'll tell you everything about your body.
Everything.
Everything.
Now, my producer was telling me to take off my jacket and take off my tie, but this morning, I'm going to hold back on that, Betty. I'm going to wait until I get off at 11, and you better believe I'm going to be sending those pictures out here at the beach. Any final words, gents?
Well, everyone should come and try and enjoy what they have. it's beautiful. They should come out and enjoy it.
I say the same. Thank you.
And I say the same, and I'm going to send some pictures for you guys. Reporting here from Goodman's Bay, Lloyd Allen for the Morning Edition.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Stay close. The Morning Edition is back right after this.
When a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, it is extremely important to be prepared and know just what to do. Stay informed about the storm's path by listening to the radio or television for hurricane progress reports. Check emergency food and household supplies. Be sure you have extra batteries for flashlights and radios. Bring in outdoor items like lawn furniture and garden tools. Anchor objects that cannot be brought inside. Secure buildings by closing and boarding up windows. Remove outside antennas and satellite dishes. Turn refrigerators and freezers to the coldest settings, opening only when absolutely necessary and closing quickly. Purchase ice and store it in an ice chest. Keep drinking water in clean jugs and bottles. Clean your bathtub with bleach and fill it with water for washing and flushing, not for drinking, making sure to keep the bathroom door closed so that small children cannot access the filled tub. Do not go out to videotape or take photos of the storm. Take pictures from inside where it is safe and dry. There is no harm in being overly cautious where a hurricane is concerned. It is truly better to be safe than sorry. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
This weather report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the Bank of Solutions.
Stay tuned to the ZNS Network, your best choice for local, regional, and international COVID-19 coverage. We are the only station providing you with live radio and television updates throughout the day, giving you up-to-the-minute information. Our coverage continues at 10 on radio and then again at 2 p.m. on the television network. For the entire team, I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a great morning, everyone.